How is it going, everybody? I've got some more magic for you today with a really fun Boros Tokens deck. It's been a while since I put together a token deck. Mono white tokens is still pretty popular right now, but I wanted to do something pretty different from what anyone else is doing. I haven't seen anybody running Boros, and I still really like Boros because this Windcrag Siege, while it's not as good as it was having the Urbarask's Forge, this Windcrag Siege is still fantastic in this type of a deck, because getting a token every single turn to trigger your Caretaker's talent is really significant, as well as each time they come in with lifelink. If you have something like the Porcelain Gallery, making it as big as however many creatures you have, or even just the Caretaker Talents is level 3, giving it +2/+2, you can get a pretty substantial amount of life gain with this. As a matter of fact, this is a very control-y version of a token deck. I am running no creatures in this deck, and the reason for that is because I've been having more fun playing decks that I just don't have creatures in. My previous decks, I showed off the what was it, the Demir control deck, and I still really enjoy playing that deck. That's one of the ones I use primarily. So if you haven't checked out that video, I still highly recommend it. It's totally control oriented. There are no creatures in the deck, not to say that you can't get creatures. Same as this, there are tons and tons of ways for us to get creatures, but you're never playing a creature spell. And I've just been finding that that's a much more fun way to play Standard right now. I've also been playing, I guess you could call it Jeskai, but it's basically Azorius artifacts. The only difference is you put one fire crystal in and some ways to get red mana. But anyway, no creature spells in that deck, however, tons and tons of ways to get creatures because of Simulacrum Synthesizer. So I was playing that recently and remembered that United Battlefront is fantastic in this kind of deck too. I used to play it in a Boros token deck around the time of Dollmaker's Shop coming out, maybe before it, I don't really remember. But I decided I wanted to go ahead and throw together a Boros token deck that could utilize United Battlefront in a really nice way and have some fun with that. So no creature spells. Obviously, United Battlefront doesn't hit everything. We've got Elspeth in this deck, Ultima, Dollmaker's Shop, Day of Judgment. It can't really hit any of those, but everything other than Torch the Tower over here on the left, it can hit. And with the new Pinnacle Star Cage, it can even hit that, which can be really significant. So you go for like a United Battlefront, and all of a sudden you can get a free Caretaker's Talent, plus a Trapped in the Screen, Pinnacle Star Cage, Windcrag Siege, Carrot Cake, even Authority of the Councils. This is a really control-y type of card to put in here. You could easily put in copies of Seam Rip or something like that instead if you find that you need more removal. But I find that Authority of the Councils can really make or break this deck, as well as the Jeskai Artifact deck. I also use it in my Artifact deck. Especially in Best of One, it is such a fantastic utility to be able to have your opponent's creatures enter tapped and gain life off of it. It's so fantastic against decks like Orzhov Sacrifice, because they're so creature oriented. Any Orzhov aggressive decks, things like that too, things that want to run Skellies, say the ones that try to use the skeleton enchantment that gives them haste, makes them 3/2s, things like that. Authority of the Councils just really shuts those decks down and is fantastic. It can also really hurt this kind of a deck too, because Windcrag Siege itself, if those creatures now enter tapped, then you don't get that haste lifelink ability. It still doesn't deal with the creatures themselves, but it can really slow down this type of a deck. As I said, I'm running this more as a control-y type of deck, so we've got a lot of removal stuff here. We've got 2 Pinnacle Star Cage, we've got 2 Day of Judgment, 2 Ultimas, so tons and tons of removal there. We've got 3 Trapped in the Screen, and the reason I'm running Trapped in the Screen instead of some alternative option is, for one, it is an enchantment, so you can hit it with your United Battlefront, but 2, it also has Ward 2, meaning it's a little bit harder to get rid of, and it still hits creatures, artifacts, and enchantments, so that's more or less everything that you would want to hit. You can't hit land, sorceries, instants. I don't even know why it specifies, because you can basically hit any kind of a permanent with this, so it's really fantastic because it has that ward, so it makes it a little bit harder to get rid of than like a Banishing Light or whatever the other ones are called. And it's not an artifact. We don't have to run artifacts in this deck because because you could run Perilous Snare if you wanted to, but since we don't have to run artifacts, since this isn't a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, you can run this and get that ward, whereas Perilous Snare doesn't give that ward. It does give the added benefit, though, of if you can get 4 speed, you can start putting 1/1 counters on things, but that's just not really relevant in this deck. I do have a sideboard here. We've got those Seam Rips, like I mentioned, a couple more Torch the Towers. Lightning Helix is really fantastic in this deck, too. Because we're running red, you can run that if you find that you'd rather have the burn rather than, I don't know, any of the, like, Trapped in the Screen, stuff like that, but I thought you get much more utility out of that. It is 1 more mana, so it depends on where you're feeling you need that. If you need to have a little bit faster burn rather than removal, go with the Lightning Helix, especially since you can gain more life that way. But Trapped in the Screen can get hit by United Battlefront, so it's a really good viable option there that I thought was better in main board, even though it is 1 more mana to cast. We've got Exercise, Get Lost. A lot of this is your kind of removal if you find that you have need a faster removal or things like that. Seam Rip is really good because it doesn't get hit by your own Pinnacle Star Cage because it's an enchantment, so that's really nice. And then we do have more Day of Judgment in sideboard as well. I don't have any additional Ultima. Ultima's primarily in here for those artifact matchups. However, it's just not... It's a 5 mana board wipe, so in a lot of situations you end up seeing that you want Day of Judgment instead or more frequently. So that's why I went with it in the sideboard. You could easily also go with Split Up in this deck because the Authority of the Councils helps so much with making their creatures enter tap, so more often than not their whole board's going to be tapped where yours doesn't have to be. So you could go with Split Up for an even faster removal if you wanted to go that way. Getting over to the land here, I'm not running all of the red-white lands because I don't have a bunch of copies of the Verge, so you could use the, I think it's called Sun Pearl Verge in here as well, but I didn't want to. I've only got like 1 copy of it, and either way, this is really balanced already. We've got a full set of Sacred Foundry. Inspiring Vantage is fantastic because they do enter untapped as long as they are entered while you have 2 or fewer other lands. We've got Starting Town, which kind of has the similar thing, pay 1 life, ping for any color, really fantastic. And then really important in this deck also, Dalkovan Encampment. This is really nice because it basically has that mobilize ability. Whenever you attack with a creature, you get to create those 1/1 tokens. This can help you get through and do a huge push with Porcelain Gallery or something along those lines to get a really nice win. Porcelain Gallery already being a really fun card too. Dollmaker Shop Porcelain Gallery is really nice in this. Again, pairs so well with things like Windcrag Siege. You get a hasty creature that's going to be able to every turn trigger Dollmaker's Shop and Caretaker's Talent, so the synergy is there. Unfortunately, with the set rotation, we lost Urbrask Forge. Otherwise, it would be really good to include in here as well. I would probably kick this down to a 3 of and run 4 Urbrask's Forge and change some things. But either way, this is what we've got for Standard right now, looking good. I'm going to go ahead and get into games and play best of 1 like I normally do. You do have this sideboard if you want to burn it best of 3, and it's really good in my opinion, so I definitely recommend giving this one a try. It's different and fun. Let's see if I can get 3 wins quickly for you guys, though. Alright, we do get to go first. We've got some good looking land here. I think I am pretty happy with this. I'm going to start off with that Authority of the Councils, and then we even have Torch the Tower if we end up needing it. No ways to generate creatures yet, but we've got good opening here. Wait on our opponent to catch up. There we go. Start with that Authority. Okay, I think I'm okay with going with the encampment here and holding up the torch. Could have gone ahead and gone with the play that would allow us to go with Dollmaker's Shop, but since we don't have any real creature generation yet, it wasn't necessary. Okay, creature from our opponent. We could exile it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and torch it because that'll exile it also, and we had mana up for it. They do get the land, though. This is almost definitely going to be some kind of a Una deck after seeing that. This is a good get. Go ahead and play Jeskai on that, which will give us the creatures and start getting our Dollmaker Shop going. Terror of the Peaks. Enters tapped, and we're going to exile it, which is good because it's going to keep it out of the graveyard for them. So let's just get that gone. This is then, I don't know about Una, but this is definitely a deck that's going to use things like Smuggler's Surprise, and whatever that other card is, the one that lets you get things from your graveyard, and then they get haste, and then they go back to your hand. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a red card that came out in the Final Fantasy set. Okay, got another Fenrir from our opponent. More tokens for us, which is nice. I think in this case, I'm just going to go here and attack. We're 1 mana away from being able to activate our Porcelain Gallery, which would be really nice. And we do still have Trapped in the Screen and Day of Judgment for if they actually manage to get a threat on board. Another Fenrir is not really interesting. This could be a teamer deck with the Battle Crier, though I don't see anything that really suggests the Battle Crier's in this. I imagine they're going to want to keep up a blocker. Okay. Pinnacle Star Cage doesn't really do anything for us here. This is going to go away on this turn. No land. I'm not really concerned with the Fenrirs either, so I think I'm just going to keep attacking. None of my creatures being gotten rid of matters to me at all, really. Honestly, at this point, if we can just get the land for the Porcelain Gallery, we win. There's next to nothing our opponent can do to kill us on this turn. Might even be able to just kill him next turn. Well, if we get that land. There it is, random encounter. So that's going to let them put things on board, and then they're going to trigger, and all of them are going to just go back to their hand because they can't attack. And I'm up to 30 life. They've certainly gained life and drew a lot of cards at this point now, too, though. Okay, land from the opponent. They actually... Okay, I was about to say, it's really silly to attack with the Fenrir, but lots of things in their hand they're going to have to discard now, though. I'll probably get rid of... I don't know. I kind of want to hold on to the Trapped in the Screen now for whenever they try going for the Vaultborn again. Okay, here's the land we need, so we just win. Porcelain Gallery is fantastic. Now, if they can get rid of it, that would be very disappointing. Okay, so yeah, we do win here. Porcelain Gallery is absolutely ridiculous. This card can solo win a lot of games for you, but I've got to say, too, the Authority of the Council's basically won this for us. None of those creatures being able to attack was absolutely massive, because they would have been able to go with the horse, yeah, the Calamity Galloping Inferno, and crew the Vaultborn Tyrant, and then attack with 2 more Vaultborn Tyrants that would have been given haste. So I would have taken, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage, not including if they also attacked with the Fenrir. I only would have had 1 blocker. I am at 31 life, but again, a lot of that life was gained by Authority. So don't overlook this card. This is a really, really fantastic card in Standard right now. It hurts things like this random encounter card, like Smuggler's Surprise. Both of those are types of things that want to ambush you. And this thing just almost completely shuts them down. They still got value out of it, but it was nowhere near enough to save them. And we were going to be attacking huge here, getting 1 more creature, so all of these would have been 7/7s. So even just 2 of them hitting would have won, and so we got lucky by actually getting our land there. But anyway, really fantastic game 1. Let's see if we can get a good game 2. Alright, we do get to go first again, which is nice. We don't have our Authority of the Councils this time, which is a little sad, but I think it'll be okay. We'll go ahead and keep with this, starting with a tapped Sacred Foundry, going into Expiring Vantage with Carrot Cake. This looks like Golgari, so I can almost guarantee it's going to be some kind of a deck to cheat cards out, like Kona or Smuggler Surprise, or I don't even know. So this is probably going to be a really annoying one. Deep Cavern Bat. I'm not sure what they take here. Probably Torch. Waiting to see. Starcage could also be a viable pick. Trapped in the Screen's good removal, but I would want to leave that. That way I'd maybe have to use that on the bat. Windcrag Siege would be the most annoying thing for them to take, because I want to start with that on the next turn, but we'll see. I could also very easily... Okay, so they took that, which means I'm just gonna realistically kill the bat on their turn. I think that's fine. So we'll wait. They're not going to get to attack with the bat. I'll bargain this Torch. Unless he plays like a Unstoppable Slasher. That could really change my plans, but... Just wait to see what they've got going on now. I assumed this would be some kind of a Zombify deck, though, so I'm pretty surprised it's not. I would like a Dollmaker's Shop, thank you. So lots of surveilling happening because you get it from the bargain and from the sacrificing the token. I am going to go ahead and go with Windcrag Siege here. Get it going like that, and I'll attack with one of my tokens, because he won't block. We've still got a blocker up now, though. Could really easily go with a Pinnacle Starcage if we want to. Just sweep up pretty much the entirety of the board. Okay, they took the Starcage, which is fine. I'm going to go with the Dollmaker's Shop next anyway, as long as I can. They haven't played anything that I think is a significant enough threat for trapping the screen yet. That is really good, too. But let's go with Dollmaker's Shop and start getting value from that. We are going to be gaining as much life as they're going to try and gain from the Deep Cavern Bat with our Windcrag Siege, so that's going to be nice. And we can play another one on the next turn if we want. Unless they actually play a significant enough threat for me to worry about. I personally would try and use this to get rid of my Dollmaker Shop, though, if I was them. Because Dollmaker Shop's going to be the biggest threat. Okay, Keen-Eyed Curator is fine. Eating my graveyard's irrelevant to me, at least. Okay, we did get a land, so we're looking at 5 land now, which isn't bad. I think I'm just going to go here, attack with my lifelink token, because if I don't, I won't be able to gain life with it later. We do get a replacement toy token, so it's not the end of the world. And if we get one more untapped land now, we can flip the Porcelain Gallery. And our opponent, does Feed the Cycle let them get rid of that? Destroy target creature or Planeswalker. Okay, so they can't get rid of any of my enchantments with that. Oop. Didn't mean to hit cancel. There we go. Ignore the Bailiff because it has trample. I'm surprised they didn't attack with their bat since I can't block it. Authority of the Councils is really nice here. I think I will go ahead and use Trapped in the Screen to get rid of their Trampler, I guess, because that's going to be more annoying. And then we'll attack with the 2 lifelink bodies, and that should be enough. Okay, they're actually trading off some creatures here, which is surprising to me. Nothing in my graveyard still. So he needs something that he can eat from the graveyard to get this flipped, and another creature isn't going to do it, because it's not a new type of creature. That would give it trample, though, if it manages the ability to do that. That's going to enter tapped. So thank you, Authority of the Councils. So this is a Cosmogoyf deck, huh? How do you... I guess the Keen-Eyed Curator is how you exile enough cards for that to become relevant? Would really like a untapped land here to just win. Okay, got both of those going, which is fantastic. Another Dollmaker shop doesn't quite get us there. Just gonna keep attacking in with the life linkers. Really looking for just an untapped mana, though, because that'll get us going with this Porcelain Gallery, and we win. Still nothing for him to get trample. He can send in attackers, but I have the best chump blockers in the world, because we don't care to lose the toys. If he can give trample, then that hurts, but even that wouldn't kill us right now. Nothing he kills on my side of the board gives him anything to exile either. Okay, what do we get? Just a land, huh? Okay, but it is the untapped we needed, so we do win here. Another Porcelain Gallery win, and this is both of them from the deck, in fact, too. We also gain an absurd amount of life here, even if they didn't lose. Because we're gaining 20 life. So, if you guys haven't seen my Porcelain Gallery decks, because I have done, pretty much since this card came out, I've done Mono White Tokens and Boros Tokens frequently in sets, because it is so good. I'm only running it as a 2-of in this deck, because obviously the 6 mana is kind of a rough requirement, but as you can see, when you get it, you just win, because these things are so busted. The Dollmaker Shop and Porcelain Gallery is probably my favorite card to come out of the Duskmourn House of Horrors set. There were tons of good cards, don't get me wrong, that whole set is ridiculously strong, but this card's easily been one of my favorites since it came out. Anyway, got a really good showcase of the Windcrag Siege. These little guys are super annoying because they can keep generating the toy tokens for us even if we lose them for the lifelink. Like, I had no problem at all just throwing away one of these a turn to make sure that I still got my toys. And gained a little bit of life. Authority of the Council still being fantastic here because he would have been able to use Breakout to give haste to one of these, which would have been annoying. Instead, it entered tapped, so we didn't have to worry about it at all. And Trapped in the Screen got some use too. They only had one creature with Trample, so I just got rid of it, but we easily also could have gotten rid of the Deep Cavern Bat and had the Pinnacle Star Cage, but obviously if we had done that, our entire board would have been wiped too. But it would have repopulated very quickly because these sieges create a token for us every single turn. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into the next match. That's Game 1 and Game 2, pretty much carried on the back of Dollmaker Shop. This card is silly good, but let's see if we can get a good Game 3 for you guys. Okay, we do get to go first, which is nice. We've got an early Carrot Cake and Windcrag, as well as good removal with Pinnacle Star Cage and Ultima, so I am pretty happy with this. I will keep. We'll start with our Sacred Foundry here tapped. Got a good land now as well. We went ahead and got our starting town in because we want to make sure that it doesn't come in tapped later. I think a Caretaker's Talent's truly fantastic here because next turn we can go Windcrag Siege into turn 4 Caretaker's Talent and then play its level 1 to create a token. I am going to go ahead and go Mountain here so that we don't have to ping ourselves for the Windcrag Siege. But we'll say Just Sky and let's go. Even if the opponent attacks here, I'll probably just take it because I don't want them to get value out of the Split Skin. I really, really hate that card. Like, I love it. It's a good one, Bahamut, but don't like my opponents having it. That is for sure. Windcrag getting Get Lost is painful too. Alright, let's see. Still our turn. Let's go ahead and go Caretaker's Talent. Level it up. We can't. Okay. So let's do this instead then. I'm going to go ahead and go here. It will exile that so we don't have to worry about it. We can start getting in for damage. But I didn't even realize the auto-tapper kind of got us there with the starting town. I should have used it to create white mana here. don't know if I even care about that. Let's see. What do I want to do? Let's go with Carrot Cake now and see what we can get from our talent. Dalkovan Encampment's not the worst. It does guarantee that we get a land for this turn, and it is a white land that's going to enter untapped for us, so we can create another token. So go ahead and do that and attack with our bunny here. I don't really care if they block or not. On their turn, we're going to sacrifice another, sacrifice a Carrot Cake to Surveil. It'll also give us a draw on everything, so I think it's a good call. We can wait and see if they're trying to hit our talent with a Get Lost again or anything for that as well. Okay, Fenrir's not very threatening. Okay, don't mind that. Let's go ahead and hit our Carrot Cake. Let's see what we can get here. I would like something good. Land? I don't think land's good enough. Okay, still got to land anyway. Totally happy with my decision. Authority of the Councils is really good here, so I'm totally fine with that. Let's go ahead and level this up. And I'm even gonna go with a map token here. Another Caretakers is probably fine. Let's get some damage in on our opponent. If they get a Bahamut now, I'm going to be slightly annoyed, but we do have the Ultima to kind of sweep up the board. I would like to save that until his Overlord flips and becomes a creature, but we'll see what we can do. They are at 6 life right now, so we're making good progress. Yeah, Yuna's going to get Bahamut now and be really annoying, though. So what can we do here? If we leave Bahamut on board, it's just going to be able to blow up more and more of our stuff. So I don't know if I want that. But they are going to get this next, too, and then I won't have an answer for it. So I think we have to go here. So they're going to be able to kill our talent, which is so disappointing, but I think that's just got to be how we go about this. I think we do attack. They're going to have trample and stuff, so it just doesn't even matter. Okay, we do get rid of most of their stuff, which is nice. We're going to be able to sacrifice our Carrot Cake and draw yet again. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that now because we're about to lose our talent. Day of Judgment's not bad. Might even go with that because we get a little bit more value from that. If they attack with Yuna, I will still block just for the added value of saving 2 life, but they've got trample, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, if I use Ultima, I don't really lose anything of significance here, so maybe I do it. As for Origins, do you think they'll go double and do it again? I would, if I was them. They're going to lose everything, so they shouldn't, but I would. They've got to know a board wipe's coming, though, right? I've only got 6 mana. If I get a land, I might Caretaker. Okay, got a little bit more life back, which is nice. We did get a land, but it is a tapped land. So I think we just go with Ultima here. We do still have Day of Judgment. And next we'll be able to use Day of Judgment with Caretaker's Talent, so it's not bad. Get Lost on my thing is pretty sad. That's a good choice from them because the Ultima was going to get rid of the map tokens. Hopefully they don't just have another Yuna to start going crazy again. That would be pretty sad. But we do have Day of Judgment, and we don't have any permanents on board now. So, yeah. He'll be able to bring back something, but I'm just going to Day of Judgment again next, and it's not going to matter. Okay, nice, nice. We'll enter tapped, because it doesn't matter. Day of Judgment. Gets rid of another Yuna. Gets that gone for good. How many Yunas are gone now? 3? I feel good about 3 being gone. It's going to make it really hard for him to get value out of it now. I'm pretty sure Starcage would take that if I want it to. Gotta summon Fenrir. Fenrir's pretty good. It does let them thin their deck, get more land out, so it's not a bad option at all. I think I really need to create a token here. It'll make a blocker for me too, which isn't bad. Windcrag Siege is nice. I'll get it going. Yeah. And then let's even create an extra fish in case I need another blocker. Gets 2 mana from the Esper Origins, which is sad. They've got a lot of mana to work with. All I've got that I can do really is Pinnacle Starcage at this point, which isn't fantastic. Because it's not going to hit anything that with all this mana that they're getting to do. I think it would hit the Origins. Like, so if they play another one of those, I might consider it for that, but I don't know about it. I do have more board wipes in the deck. We still have 1 more Ultima and 1 more Day of Judgment. I might test out and see if the Starcage hits these Esper Origins. Whew. And they got that, which is not ideal. Not ideal. And that. Wow, okay. Let's try the Starcage and see what happens. I should have attacked, but I just don't... I want to... Yeah, okay, so we do take their Esper Origins with that, which is pretty nice, actually. And we've still got United Battlefront here. Authority and Trapped in the Screen is pretty nice. We'll Trapped in the Screen the Overlord to get that gone, because the Fenrir is going to kill itself anyway. Now, with our Authority out again, we're going to start gaining more life, especially if they go for the Overlord that they have in hand that we can see, because it'll create tokens, which will heal us too. Okay, and that's exactly what they do, so we're getting 3 life back. Not the end of the world there. So the real question is, what do I want to do next? Another United Battlefront's interesting. We'll start there. Ooh, these are good. Okay. Being able to go here's pretty good. I still have 5 mana, so let's go with this. I think that's pretty good. They do have flyers, so they'll be able to attack her, but I think that's fine. We've got really good board presence now. And she's not going to die from the 2 flyers in 1 hit, so... I think we've got a really good chance to get something going here. Another Overlord. It is going to come in with a 1/1 counter, but it will be tapped. Be fantastic if we can get one of our Dollmaker shops here. 2 more tokens, thanks to Elspeth. We get to draw, we get to draw again, we get to draw again. There's the Dollmaker shop, so we're going to go ahead and go here. So that's 3 wins in a row, basically, with this Dollmaker shop. This thing is nuts. Yeah, we win. That was a rough match. Yuna was a hard fight there. We had to blow up significant amounts of them, but we did get, like, I don't know if they're running it as a 4 of or a 3 of. If it's a 4 of, they still had 1 in library somewhere, I think. But that was pretty close. That got sketchy. Bahamut is so rude, too. Immediately comes out and does damage, blowing up all your things. Again, one of the reasons I use this Trapped in the Screen is because it has that ward. If they've already blown all their mana on getting, like, Yuna out to get Bahamut to appear, they can't blow up what's ever trapped in the screen. But, yeah, that worked out really well here. All I was going to do, obviously, is I was probably going to play out the Carrot Cake. It's another body. And then I was going to go ahead and +1 on Elspeth. So playing this with Elspeth on field was 2 more bodies. Then +1ing Elspeth was another 2 bodies. Then when I attack, I was going to get 2 more from the Dollmaker shop because Elspeth. So all of these we're going to get plus 2, 4, 6, plus 6, plus 6, and attack. I was going to gain a significant amount of health, and they obviously couldn't survive that. But yeah, all 3 games, Porcelain Gallery was the deciding factor in when I finally won. Even if we hadn't drawn that, though, could have leveled up both of these, making all of these pretty significant as well. Would have taken pretty much all my mana, so I wouldn't have been able to do stuff like this and everything too, but keep in mind, like, what this turn could have looked like without the Dollmaker's Shop would have probably been level this up, +2/+2 to everybody, level this up, +2/+2 to everybody, then 0 on this, +1/+1 to everyone, and flying. So I think I still would have probably won here, though I don't know for sure. Either way, 3 really good games. Hopefully you guys like that. This deck's a lot of fun and really annoying to deal with because all of our things... They did have Get Lost to start getting rid of our enchantments and stuff, but none of our things that they want to get rid of are creatures. So if you're up against black decks that are using a lot of removal, stuff like that, it's really irrelevant against our stuff. Yeah, they can get rid of tokens, but it's not as substantial. They need board wipes to, and multiple of them to really keep us in check for a while. But anyway, hopefully you guys like this, and thank you for joining me.